Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. When I was a child and in school, I could only dream of having access to a global database of information. We were lucky enough to have a computer or access to that computer. And even if we did have access to the computer, we really couldn't do much with it because the internet, as far as we were concerned, didn't exist. It wasn't really there. Certainly not the internet that we know and love today. We didn't have mobile phones. We didn't have an easy ability to communicate with one another other than passing notes. But I don't know if you are in school. Maybe you know someone in school. If you've got classes, and I don't care if you're someone who's young, someone who's old. You're never too old to go to school. We've got 5 tech tips for you to help you study. We've linked the full list in the video's description below. As you can see, the link to lockergnome.com where we post all of our stories. 1, using social media to your advantage. And this isn't just, hey, I need help solving this problem. It's really reaching out and learning more about the people you're connected to, so that when you do run into a problem that you can't resolve on your own, you have a better idea about who you can turn to for potential not necessarily ongoing support, because you wouldn't rely on somebody else, or at least I'd hope not rely on somebody else to help you pass a class. You could certainly make your friendship bonds a bit stronger, connecting with them over Twitter, Facebook, Google+, or possibly even YouTube as well. There are so many apps that can help. We've already posted a handful of our top educational apps for iOS, and I believe Android is coming down the pike for that, because certainly having apps, right there can help. Yes, you can go online, you can search for information and get a result, but sometimes having a dedicated app that's related to the actual coursework could help you get to those answers in a quicker fashion. And, like I said, if it were me and I was doing this again, with every class that I took, I would arm myself with as much as I possibly could, and certainly, using social media or specific applications to help could get the job done. There are also cloud-based study tools that you could use. It's not just you who's going through a class. You may have classmates. You may need to work on a project together. Well, instead of, let's say, passing a Word document back and forth or an Excel spreadsheet, you're used to this desktop software paradigm. Think about using cloud-based tools like Google Docs to collaborate, or possibly even Google Calendar to coordinate schedules, to let people know, where you're going to be, or what a good time to have a study session with them might be. These tools are right there, and in many ways, they don't cost anything other than time. And if you're not using them for your schoolwork, you're missing out. There's a lot to be taken advantage of, and maybe your classmates or your friends don't realize that these tools are available. It's not just for fun stuff, really. This is for getting work done, not just like work, but schoolwork. And then, of course, I think for extending your education and learning more about a particular topic, 2 resources that I wish I had at my disposal: iTunes U and Khan Academy. Yes, I could watch this stuff now, and I might, but I can't help but think that if I had access to Khan Academy when I was having problems with math in grade school, I would have had fewer problems. The way that he approached the topics is very targeted and a lot less boring than the teacher that I had. I remember in biology class when I was in the 10th grade, sophomore in high school, I was struggling trying to figure out DNA, and not studying DNA. I mean, we were going through that course, and the teacher had software for an Apple II. It was so old. It's so old. But the way it laid things out was just more dynamic, and I was much more interested in learning because it was on a computer screen rather than in this printed volume. And because of that software, and because of the quizzes, and because of the dynamic, interactive nature, I got an A. I believe I aced that part of the course. And I really truly believe it was because the technology was there. It brought the subjects to life. So if you're having problems with one particular subject in school, just understand the technology that you have could help make it easier for you. I know what it did for me in a very, very limited basis because I didn't have the type of technology that we have today when I was going through school. I wish we would have, because I have a feeling I would have done a hell of a lot better. So I'm just telling you, students today, take advantage of technology. We have more suggestions in the article linked in the video's description.